God damn it, Fisher, I went out on a limb to get you recruited for this detail. What the hell are you thinking? You're fired. You're out of the agency. Game over.
What's up, guys? My name is Diegler, and I am back with the second video of the Let's Talk About It series. And this video's topics are two smaller topics that have to do with the characters of the main story and the co-op side of the game. So first, where should we start? Let's talk about our main character, Sam Fisher. I'm going to talk about him through a monologue. Now, the teaser for the new Ghost Recon Wildlands crossover DLC has got me all sorts of excited for the next Splinter Cell. That's the whole reason I pretty much made this series. That and I need to talk to people about Splinter Cell because I'm so hype. So, in my excitement, I wrote a monologue for what I think Sam Fisher might say. Let me say as a precursor, I am in no way qualified to decide what Sam should and shouldn't say, so this is just something I just want to share with anyone. Just a creative piece. I came up with the idea because in one of the teasers for Chaos Theory, Sam does this sort of monologue about who he is and what he does and why it's necessary. He does this, I think, also in the Blacklist teaser trailer. Anyways, it's been done before. It's not a new idea. It's just something I thought I would build off of. But if there is a new Splinter Cell coming up, which there most definitely is, I think it should have one. But more up to date with the current themes and motifs surrounding Sam, you know? Back in Chaos Theory, he didn't have his karambit, he wasn't considered a panther, there was no idea of being a ghost or perfectionist in Chaos Theory. They came out with most of that in Blacklist, even though some people would argue that it's hard to ghost Blacklist, which it is, because it's got its own set of problems. But here's the monologue. And picture most of it in Michael Ironside's voice, because I am obviously not Michael Ironside. I think everything would sound better coming out of his mouth. Maybe that's why I want to share this with you guys. Here it is. I say what needs to be said. What I say doesn't need to be heard. What you hear or don't hear won't kill you. The silence will. How quiet something sounds is subjective. The breaths you take often go by unnoticed, until you find yourself in an unfortunately dark situation. That's where I watch from. The shadows. A panther has a keen eye. It's a perfectionist. Mistakes result in lives lost, and that's something I can't deal in. When you tread the outline of a building to follow its shadow, you don't count the number of missteps, because there are none. It's a balancing act. An act that saves lives and eliminates threats to the four freedoms. The fifth one keeps me silent. But oftentimes nothing needs to be said, and that's fine. I prefer it that way. Besides, I've already said too much. And scene. I think that this would be an incredible monologue for an intro or teaser for the next game. Not even necessarily word for word, obviously. I'm not a perfect writer or author. And hell, how would I know what Sam wants to say? But something along those lines, I think, would make the community very happy. At least, it would make me very happy. Let me know what you guys think Sam would say. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is what we think that Ubisoft wants to do with a character. Let's take Grimm, for example. She is different in every single Splinter Cell game. In the earlier games, she was just your calm and collected Oracle, or Eye in the Sky, for Sam. In Conviction, she turned into this kind of badass undercover agent when you help her take down Tom Reed. You know, Tom Reed thinks that Grimm is with her the entire time. It's a shot in the dark, but I think how they portrayed Grimm in Blacklist was how they intended for her character to be. You know, what they had in mind when they originally thought her up. Because they dialed back some of the badassery in Blacklist, gave her some bigger tatas, and then sent her on her way. What I'm saying is that if anything good came out of Blacklist, at the very least, were the updated character appearances and personalities. This heavily applies to Charlie, even though he's a slightly newer character, considering he is nothing like what he was in Conviction. In Conviction, he is old, seemingly old, fat, and a few other things. Maybe he's not fat, maybe he's just a little bit overweight, I don't know. But he is nothing like he is in Blacklist. We can all agree on that. Now, Briggs is the newest addition to the team, so we don't know what he's supposed to be like, quote unquote. Maybe in future games we'll have more content to compare him to, but my biggest question related to Briggs, my burning question, is what his dynamic with Kestrel will be like. What will Sam's dynamic with Kestrel be like? Will Kestrel be included in the main story or only exclusive to just co-op? If Kestrel does start kicking ass again, will Briggs start to feel like he's being replaced? Will Kestrel talk about Archer when he comes out of his coma? Will he even remember what happened? You know, will he have trust issues with Sam because of what happened with Archer? Will he even cooperate when he wakes up, considering he was being interrogated for who knows how long before Sam and Briggs extracted him? The biggest relationship to look out for will be how he acts towards Coben. You know, since Coben shot him, or Archer, I guess, depending on your ending, we aren't exactly sure which it officially is technically. We just know that Archer died, whether it was from Coben or Kestrel. And we know this because in Conviction's main story, at the very beginning, one of the first missions, you go into Coben's mansion, and you can actually listen in on a guard's conversation with another guard, talking about how they think Coben's in over his head because they don't know who these two dead guys are in the lobby right next to them. They look like some sort of covert ops or special operations units, and it's actually Archer and Kestrel. If you've played the co-op story, it's hard to see, but if you zoom in, you can see Archer's dead body. But you can't see Kestrel's because it's underneath like a body blanket or something like that. You see all the blood, but you can't see Kestrel. So that was the big twist that Ubisoft put on the co-op community, because everyone just assumed Kestrel was dead since Archer was dead too. But it's funny because now we're assuming Archer's dead, but knowing Ubisoft, they could just be like, hey, just kidding, that's not actually Archer, that's just some dude dressed up in Archer's suit, and Archer's actually right here, guys. Like, hey, they were both in a coma. What a twist, you know? So it'd be really interesting if they did something like that, because then we would have both Archer and Kestrel, but that's probably just hopeful thinking. So that's how we know for sure that Archer is dead. But will Coben's presence play into whether Kestrel trusts Sam or not? All of these questions will be answered, and hopefully more, in the upcoming installment of Splinter Cell. That was my best stab at the movie guy's voice impression. So, promise I won't try to do that too much. It sounded pretty cringy. This Kestrel wildcard can lead to so many interesting dialogue moments and character dynamics to me. He was also my favorite of the two operatives in Conviction, so that's just icing on the cake for me, even though Archer was awesome too. They were both just awesome, but I guess only one of them could survive, right? That's more or less what I wanted to cover in this video. I'm probably going to make a co-op video in the future because I absolutely love the Splinter Cell co-op campaign in almost every game. It's a shame that they couldn't expand on Chaos Theories as much as they did with Convictions, but I love every single co-op experience with Splinter Cell. I love playing them with everyone. It's a fantastic experience to play Splinter Cell with another person. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments about my thoughts. Do you like my thoughts? Do you hate them? If you did like them, make sure that you share this series with a friend of yours who also loves Splinter Cell and is getting hype. If you hated them, then hit that fucking dislike button. This is Diegler signing off. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace out.